Hello, anybody here?
It's different. There you are.
Yeah, no one's coming. No one's coming.
No, it's not.
I'm going to eat a cookie. Maybe I scared everybody away, huh?
Maybe.
Oh, come on. Oh, who's that? One watching now. Did you leave, Charlie?
Nope. I'm right here.
Whoever's lurking, please say hello. We had 3, now we're down to 1. It must be scary. Hello, lumberjack. That's the husband. Oh, we gained a person. So welcome, welcome. I got a cranberry. So do we have feedback, Charlie, or am I coming across okay?
You're coming across okay to me. You got that 5-second delay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing everything twice, 3 times actually.
So I wonder if I turn off the sound. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
You know why? I've got July 5th live. It should say July 6th. Probably got everyone confused. I'm confused. It's the 6th. Bad typo. So people who were planning on being here last night, hopefully they'll figure out show up tonight. This is Thursday, right?
Yes.
If you're lurking in the shadows, please say hello and get this thing going. Hey, Mike. I just realized I put the wrong date in my announcement. You may be the only person showing up. Hey, David. Yay, 2 people. I'm happy you're here too. These are the best cookies. They're like a Toll House cookie, but with cranberries. I figure if I got it wrong and no one showed up, I'm going to enjoy cookies. Here, have some, Mike. Wish I could share. It's good. We have a grocery chain called Publix that does the best bakery. Mike, I watched your garden tour tonight. Looking really good, dude. We're growing English custard squash. They're really weird looking, but we lost 2 vines between yesterday and today. Evidently, vine borers went through and chewed through them, which is a problem here in Georgia. I cooked our first one the other night. I think we did a video on it, but I don't. Did we do a video on it, Charlie? The baked custard squash?
I don't know.
It was kind of sweet. It looks like a Peter Pan squash with a fat bottom. And it was sweet, though, more toward butternut type sweet. Japanese beetles are a problem. Luckily, they're short-lived. We don't really do anything about them because they're so short-lived. Here, they get after the rose bushes, they eat their fill, and they move on. We don't see them for another year. But the vine borers here in this part of Georgia are really, really bad. We have a hard time doing melon, squash, cucumbers. So then we got into growing the Tromboncini squash, which is that monster squash that like 3 foot lines, a 3 foot long stem and a bulb on the bottom, and they're starting to come in. I'll probably do a video on the squash that ate my yard, and it's going to be them. I swear that they grow a foot a day. Yeah, if you only live a short period of time, Mike, you got to get it on while you can, right? So, how did everyone, how was your 4th? What did you do for the 4th of July? That's right, drool all over myself. I'm looking girly tonight. I got earrings and a dress on. What do y'all think of that? Yeah, I don't like the noise either, Mike. Neither do my animals and the wildlife out there, and my friends who have been in the wars, the PTSD, it doesn't do them any good. Hank, Mike. We had a great garlic harvest. My garlic was really disappointing this year. What variety of garlic did you grow? We've got raspberries coming out our ears, and strawberries weren't that good this year. Hey, Charlie, why were the strawberries did so poorly?
No, they don't get enough light, I don't think.
I think they have plenty of light. We get peppers that grow over there. I'm trying some new stuff.
Dirt they don't like.
You think maybe the wild tortoises get them? Maybe that's why we don't see them?
No.
Has anyone tried mushroom coffee before? $40 bulbs of garlic, got nothing. We planted 3,000 onions. 3,000 onions. Red onions, yellow onions, Valdalia sweets. Got them in, when was it, late September?
Yeah.
And then we had minus 7 degrees in December. Killed every last one of them. But the garlic came through. But when we went to to pick it. We only got a few that had decent quorums. The rest of them were really puny. And I planted hardneck, Italian artichoke type, Spanish rosa, and nothing really performed. So what I'm going to do is put them all in a jar. I think I planted 400 or 500 cloves of garlic. Enjoyed the scapes for the hardneck, but I'm going to pickle them with bay leaf in a gallon jar. Each of them red and chestnut. I did chestnut red, early Italian, and Nootka Rose. The early Italian, David, were those what they call the artichoke type? You tried chicory, was gross. We enjoy chicory coffee. The chicory goes to bloom. It has the most beautiful blue blossoms. I enjoy chicory, but you mix it with regular coffee. It adds a bitter. But so this mushroom coffee has it boosts immunity, focus. I need that. God knows. Gives you energy, longevity. I don't know if I want to live the way the world's going. Probably shouldn't say that. Gut health, improves gut health. Hey, Canada, take off, eh? And balance. What's in it? Shiitake, lion's mane, chaga, reishi, maitake, and turkey tail, which boosts your immune system. So I'll make some of that sometime and get back to y'all whether it was $20 for this, whether it was worth it. I'm going to be making some tomato jam. And, Charlie can't have citrus, and the low acid tomatoes, you need to up the acid in them. So I ordered citric acid. And I'm going to go ahead and make tomato jam out of the little yellow, what they call white currant tomatoes, which are about the size of a fat blueberry and super sweet. So stay tuned for a video on that. So Canada, what you got going in your garden, girlfriend? While she answers that question, do any of you who still work, do you wear uniforms at work provided by your employer? Just curious. I read an article yesterday, I think, that especially the uniforms provided by airlines have, what's it called, Charlie, PFAS in them? Or forever chemicals that make them flame retardant or whatever, that are causing people to be sick.
PFAS.
PFAS. PFAS. And according to the article, a lot of this clothing that's coming out today that's polyester based, even if it's mixed with cotton or linen, is making people sick. They're getting rashes, heart problems, breathing problems. So I just wanted to let you know about that in case you have to wear clothing that's provided by your employer. And of course, at Home Depot, they give us the cashier's shirts that are kind of plasticky. And now I'm going to have to look into those because I do keep kind of a light rash. PFAS. Thank you, David. So I don't know if you knew this about me, but Charlie and I both, we're bookaholics. We can't we can't take a book out of a library. We have to own it, have to possess it. So hence all the books. And you've seen my bookshelves. My kitchen has 2 bookshelves loaded. I've got bookshelves in the living room that are loaded. bookshelves in the guest room that are loaded. The garage has books and boxes that we haven't unpacked since we moved here. It's I've got a master's in comparative religion, and they've got all the scriptures that you can imagine and comparing and that's still on the shelf in there. I don't write about it anymore, so I don't have it where I can get to it. But I forget what turned me on to this, but I ordered it. Oh, I looked up how to make Somalian cumin coriander goat, because we went to, after one of the festivals we had, to a Somalian restaurant, and Charlie ordered the goat, and that's some of the best goat I've ever had. It was cumin coriander goat is what they called it. So when I looked up the recipe, I found this. Oh, I hate this background. Can you see it?
Nope. There we go.
Yeah, BB's Kitchen.
Lift it up a little.
Lift it up a little, my husband says. Charlie, we're going to have to get a backdrop so I don't have to fight this screen thing. You're welcome, David. Are you like me? You collect the books so you can hug them? BB is a term for grandmother that you find used in Africa, the Middle East, and even into parts of Asia. Like Baba is daddy, BB is grandmother. And yeah, I love books too. And this is, I really look forward to it. It is recipes and stories of grandmothers from the 8 African countries that touch the Indian Ocean. What are the countries? Let's see. Without Googling, how many of the 8 countries can you name off the top of your head on the eastern side of Africa that touch the Indian Ocean? I'll give you a few minutes. He might just like the comment I left on his video. Should I have Jeopardy music playing in the background? That would be nice. No one's even trying. Okay. Mozambique.
Sudan.
Charlie says Sudan. So Mozambique, Sudan, South Africa, Madagascar, Comoros, Tanzania, Kenya, Somalia, Eritrea.
South Africa.
You're cheating. You're looking at a map.
Well, I'm not.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to this because I like spices and I like culture, and so that's the book I'm reading now. But I did go through. We recently remodeled our kitchen, and that's an upcoming video when Charlie gets around to putting the backsplash up behind the stove, and I'll do a video on the transformation. But I got going through some of the cookbooks and decided to emotionally detach myself for a few of them. So what I'm going to be doing tonight, I'll give a few of the books away. And then I've got gadgets. Did you all see the video I put out? I think it was this week, about the gadgets out of the kitchen drawers that I couldn't identify. Mike says he's a useless trivia type of guy. So I've got a bunch of gadgets over here I want to do as gifts today. But and before we get to prize drawing, we've only been on the air 19 minutes. There's only 5 people here. So we've got David, we've got Mike, and we've got Canadian Family Life. We've got the husband, that doesn't count. Hey, You're part of this channel. So is there anyone here that I didn't say hello to yet? So y'all, I joined this team produce weighing thing, as whatever team produces the most produce. I still don't understand how it's going to work during the season. Wins, I don't know what, but I decided to. I'm not a very competitive person, but I decided it's time to be a team player and do that. So we're picking tomatoes literally every other day, and I've got all sorts of low acid tomatoes. So y'all, what the hell do I do with them? What do you all do with your tomatoes when you're in full swing? Any ideas? Who should get to win what gadgets, Mike? It's kind of not fair, David. If I took 6 more hours of university courses in geography, I'd have a degree in that too. I'm a degree collector, but it came in handy as a journalist writing about culture and religion. My history degree, my psychology, the religion degree, and then a background in geography served me well in my career. Sketty sauce. Yeah, well, you said you were you were a pharmacist. Is that what you said, David? So what all did you study other than going to pharmacy school? What's your background? Hey, Jason. I just met Jason the other night. So welcome, Jason. Do you garden? We're kind of gardening fanatics here. Mike's Chaotic Gardening has a wonderful channel. Canadian Family Life. Oh, she just got monetized. That is so exciting. So congratulations to Canadian Family Life. Anyway, what was I saying? Sketty sauce. I made my brown buttered spaghetti sauce last night, but I try to stay away from pastas because I'm diabetic. So you can only make so much spaghetti sauce, and I think don't you have to have high acid tomatoes to can your spaghetti sauce? Who does canning in here? Do you like peppers, Jason? I've got like 96 pepper plants in my front yard. So if you haven't checked Canadian Family Life out, check her out. Check Mike's Chaotic Gardening. David, you don't have a channel, right? So the keto diet. Tell us a little bit about the keto diet, Jason. While you type, I'll talk a little bit about the peppers. Well, one of my nicknames is Hot Pepper Chick. Am I boring you, Charlie?
No, I just hurt.
He hurts. His fibro is acting up. I grow from very, very mild to very, very hot, to the ghosts and the scorpions and the maruga peppers. But my own taste kind of hover around between the jalapeno and Scotch bonnet heat level. I was just eyeing today the Cardula peppers. I can't wait till they start turning red. That is the best tasting pepper that comes from Turkey. Yeah, David Gray says he hopes you feel better. Are you in the chat room, babe? Nope. He's supposed to be my moderator, and he's He's got his headset on.
Well, I have to hear you. Otherwise, you get feedback.
Usually, we control his fibromyalgia with spices that I use in my cooking. That's how I got into curries and things like that. So, David, did you answer degree in marketing, and I minored in broadcasting before you went to pharmacy school? That's cool. You weren't biology or pre-med or something? So I need to consult you with marketing my channel. And my Facebook page is named, I use my radio name there. So I did a little broadcasting, but I was told when I was a news director for a news talk channel that my cheeks are in the way of my speech. So I can hear it now that I'm doing videos. I hear it, and I gotta exercise and do those exercises they give you where you grin and holler and make noises. Who are you looking for in bikinis, Mike?
He was remembering last time.
Oh. Keto changed your life over the past 4.5 years. You lost 80 pounds in 1 year, and you feel younger every year. And that's meat-based, isn't it, Jason? That's interesting, Dave. Yeah, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I don't intend to grow up. I lost 65 pounds on the Scarsdale diet. And then when we moved here in 2014, I got really, really bad bronchitis. And the doctor ended up putting me on steroids to try to open my bronchia and get me to breathe better. And I gained like 40 pounds, right back 45 pounds. And then in this last November, because I couldn't get my blood sugars down where they needed to be, I went back on the Scarsdale diet. And by Christmas, I was down 25 pounds. And I think my body is adjusting to that diet. And now my weight's starting to creep back up. Of course, the cookie I just ate didn't help. So I may try the keto diet, but I'm afraid of what it will do to my kidneys. So Mike says you eat keto 90% of the time. Well, as long as you enjoyed your career, you said you were retired, David? Yeah, Jason, I've got to address inflammation. I've got gout, which goes along with diabetes when you've had diabetes a long time. And then I was bitten by a Lone Star tick soon after moving to Georgia, which gave me alpha-gal. Are you familiar with alpha-gal syndrome? What do you mean the kidney thing was a bad study? It was an inaccurate one? Is that what you're saying? Well, between the alpha-gal making it difficult for me to eat red meat without my gums feeling like they're blistered, and the gout being sensitive to red meat, that leaves me what? Chicken and fish. So can you do keto on chicken and fish? So Mike says they studied a few people with kidney cancer and gave them massive amounts of protein. So anyway, I'm going to start watching Jason's channel when I get moments of free time, which isn't often, but I'll try to make sure that I put them on my rotation of channels that I stop by and I try to support. I I'm also going to start running playlists. So if you want me to put you on my playlist rotation, I'll like start several playlists before I go to work. I won't necessarily sit there and watch the playlist, but if you need watch hours, you have a channel, let me know, drop it in the chat here or send me an email. Should probably have a banner with my email going. Let me go do that. And that's a better idea. Send me an email and ask for me to run your playlist, and make sure you include your channel name. There you go. My email is lbolivar@bellsouth.net for those of you who are new. You still have mine running? Thanks. I still, according to my analytics a few minutes ago when I looked, it's still below average people watching. Getting a notification that Kettle Kitchen's coming on in 30 minutes. Ignore all the current studies showing benefits to the keto diet. Canadian Family, I still have yours going, and I think I shut everyone else's off when I started editing videos today. It was taking too much of my computer energy. So I'd like to start the giveaways early. We're half an hour into this. Anyone out there eat tropical fruits? And you also have to be willing to get to accept a book that's been sitting on the shelf for years and may not be the cleanest thing, so you get a little bit of my dust. Oh, I found a picture of a good friend of mine who's a policeman in Coral Springs, Florida. That's Rex and his boys when I first met him. I guess I better check the books before I send them out, make sure there's not anything in it. What do you mean about YouTube changing requirements and you were too focused on subscribers? It's not based on subscribers anymore? I thought you still needed 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch times for full monetization. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, while they're answering that, of course, we lived in South Florida. And where you can get all sorts of interesting vegetables and fruits that were exotic to me coming from Boston, you know. 500 subs. We're on past 500. I'm trying to get past 800 now. And I'm right around 1,000 watch hours. So I've got a long way to go. So I got a way to go, guys. So if you can share my videos, subscribe, run my playlist. Again, if you have a channel, shoot me an email. Make sure that I get you on my rotation for the playlist. I get so confused, Mike. I'm with technology. I get confused. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer when it comes to this stuff. Anyway, back to this book. It's got things like recipes for ackee. Do you know what ackee is? Show of hands, who knows ackee? Avocado. I love avocado. Here's a recipe for avocado pineapple sherbet. I better not thumb through here. I won't want to give it up. Black sapote. Oh, I love the black sapote tree. No, ackee. Akee. You've been to Jamaica, David. Did you have ackee and saltfish for breakfast while you're there by chance with a boiled banana or a boiled plantain? That's even some kalaloo with it. I really got into Jamaican food when living amongst the Jamaicans in South Florida. My neighbor had an ackee tree. It's an interesting plant. If you don't know what you're doing with it, it can kill you. Because cyanide gas in the pod, you have to wait till the pods are open before you can pick it. Let's see what else we have here. Barbados cherry preserves. I have like 5 Barbados cherry bushes that come in the winter. Let's see. I'm going to get attached to this and not want to give it up now. Calamundan. I've got 1 Calamundan tree left out there that I was selling this year. Sour sop, sweet sop, and mangoes. Banana pancakes. Yeah. Canna steel, carambola. I've got a carambola tree out there that comes in the winter. Coconut orange jumbles, coconut toffee. Oh my God. Dovialis. I don't know what the hell a dovialis is. It looks like a lychee. Figs, we've got guava, jaboticaba, which tastes really good. I don't know if you can see that. You love kalaloo? I've got some seed, Dave. Kalaloo is an amaranth, yes. The jaboticaba is like a shrub, and these little berries come out on the stems. It takes like 8 or 9 years for the shrub to start producing fruit, so I don't figure I'll be alive long enough to grow one of those. But the fruit is delicious. Anyone else try jackfruit? Hey, Adrienne, welcome. We're talking about tropical fruit. Kumquats, limes, loquats. Our property in Gainesville, we have loquat trees that produce an abundance of loquat every year, and then we get a late frost there in Gainesville, Florida, and it drops all its fruit. People closer into town where there's more pavement, it stays warmer and the frosts don't happen like that. They get fruit, we don't. We're 17 miles out. Lychee or lychee, I was corrected by someone from China. Macadamia nuts, mamey sapote, Mysore raspberries, papaya, passion fruit, persimmons, pineapple, roselle, which is the Jamaican sorrel hibiscus, sapodilla, sea grape, soursop, tamarind. Now, with today's diverse population we have across the country, you can get some of these fruits and vegetables in specialty grocery stores. If you're familiar with the culture that uses a spice or a certain fruit, those are the stores you go to for lower prices. So it's not a novelty to them, it's part of their cuisine. So that's where you go. If you go for rice, you go for spices. Like I hit up Middle Eastern or Indian grocery stores for the rice and the spices. So I'm going to give away this cookbook. It's called Rare and Exotic Tropical Fruit Recipes. Again, it's been on my shelf for years. It's probably got dust and stuff in it. You'll have to wipe it down when you get it. But if you want a shot at it, and I'll have to call up my contest wheel. Okay, I got it going. Anyway, so hey, Suzanne. So type in fruit followed by what type of exotic or tropical fruit you like. You've got to have both elements, and I'll put you on the wheel. I'll give you until it's 9:41. I'll give it to 9:43. You want to type fruit and then a name of one of the fruits I just named. Okay. Fruit lychee. Just 2 people? If you're just now coming in, we're doing our first drawing, fruit plantain. I like plantains. You like them like your plantains ripe or green? You ever tried a Maduro, which is a sliced and deep fried plantain slice? So you can get them salty, or you can get them sweet if they do it with a ripe plantain. They're really good. Jason, you don't eat any fruits, mostly meat based. Does anyone in here know what fufu is? Okay, so I'm going to pull the trigger. If anyone can shoot me an email and tell me how to pull this wheel into my screen, a step-by-step real quick. Hey there, Chaka. Oh, I don't know. How much do you think it would be to mail it to you, Tiffany? Mashed, yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull the trigger. Everybody ready? I was saying, if you can tell me how to get this on the screen so you can watch me do this, I'll put it up. Okay. Rare fruit book. I'll get that in the mail to you next week. I'm still sitting on the 2 pepper plants for winners last time. And the reason I haven't sent them is I don't have a box that'll accommodate them. And as soon as I can find a box, I'll send them their peppers. You log into it on PC and then share screen. Okay, Charlie, so you show me the special rate for books for her, okay? So she can order. Okay, so share screen. Under which tab? Log into it on the PC and then share screen. When you say log into it, you mean the I'm on the page. Close ad. Shuffle results, hide, add image. If anyone can give me. Yeah, that was funny, the vermiculite. Share my screen. Settings, hotkeys, layout, guests. General. Automatically add shared screens to video. It's already checked, Mike. Cropped layout. I'm not seeing a button, David. I mean, Mike. Oh, well. Suzanne, Jason, obviously his channel has to do with the keto diet, and he seems to be very knowledgeable. I met him last night, and we're running each other's playlists. That's another thing. If you haven't really heard me ask for playlist, but I need help growing the channel, guys. I've got 770 subscribers, and I need at least 1,000 to maintain 1,000, and I need evidently 3,000 watch hours now to begin monetization. And one way that you can help me boost my watch hours is to run my playlist. It doesn't mean you have to sit and watch them. You can have them running in the background on your phone or your desktop or whatever. You can turn the sound way down. There seems to be some debate whether you have to have the sound on for the video, the actual video, for it to count. But that'll help me get the watch hours up where it needs to be. Yeah, Mike, what were the 2 seeds you need to try to win from me? And Suzanne, we finished dinner right before I went on the air. We had roasted duck thighs and cucumber salad from the garden and tomato salad from the garden. And Charlie fried up our first eggplant of the year. And it's an Indian fry where you should be using mustard oil with very thinly sliced eggplant that had been salt treated. You know how to salt treat your eggplant? You put salt on it, set it aside for half an hour, and then you rinse it off, and it pulls out all that bitterness. But he'll fry that almost crispy with a little bit of powdered turmeric on it. It's very nice. So, Mike, what were the seeds that we were talking about? Because you know I'm senile. And we'll do a drawing based on the seeds that you were asking for. Come on, you're younger than I am. Think. We talked about it in one of your videos, didn't we? Why don't you go look at the comments? It's one of the videos in the last week. Yeah, eggplant, the fruit that eats you back. That's good, Suzanne. Okay. This is one I've had for a long time, this book. But before I give that away, we're going to do Name That Gadget. What is this? Yeah, David, I didn't like eggplant either. the way my mother cooked it anyway. She didn't know how to salt treat it. And then, as part of my work, I had to review cookbooks, and one of the books I did was Arabian cuisine. And they eat a lot of eggplant over there. So when you review a cookbook, you have to make at least a third of the recipes. And I learned how to cook the eggplant. And when I learned how to do it properly, it's really good. No, that's not a cheese slicer. At least I don't think it is.
I think it is. Little wire for roller.
Yeah,
Cheese slicer.
it's a cheese slicer. Okay, so I guess it's a cheese slicer, a sleek cheese cutter. Mike's going, yes, it is. It's a cheese slicer. Okay. If you want the cheese slicer, type in, Gadget. It is $9.52. You've got to $9.54 to type in Gadget, and I'll mail it to you. I thought it was a butter slicer. We're doing butter, sticks of butter. So Suzanne wants a shot at the Gadget. You have one, okay? Meanwhile, Mike, rack your brain if you don't want a cheese slicer for what it was we talked about. Oh, that's so fun. Everyone's got one already. Cheese bars, okay. Yeah, everyone in Indiana must have a cheese slicer. How much do you think it would be to send one to you, Tiffany? I don't think I've ever used it. It's probably been in my drawer for 40 years. That only Suzanne wants it. I'll send it to you, Suzanne. Don't even have to spin the wheel. Okay, so that's a book and a cheese slicer. Let's see what else I have. All right. Who in here appreciates antiques? This is a real antique, as in it is older than I am. I think that says Vebel. Vebel. Ready? Name that gadget. If you can't see it, it's got wires. I'd almost say that's pewter. What metal is that, Charlie?
Yeah, I think that is.
I think it's pewter, which means it was probably from the 1920s or 1930s. Been in my family that long and never used. Okay. Charlie and I have been married 43 years. I don't think I've ever used it. But if If you like antiques,
We don't eat what it's made to. work
but we
with.
don't eat what it's made to slice because of Charlie's dairy allergies. You could probably use it to dice eggs, but it says right across the top, butter cutter. Say that 3 times fast. Butter cutter, butter cutter, butter cutter. So if you want a shot at the butter cutter, even if you just hang it on the wall as a conversation piece, I'm gonna Google real quick while you type in if you want the butter cutter. I want you to type butter, and I'll give you a couple of minutes. It's 9:57, so 9:59. But I'm gonna Google while you're doing that. How old are pewter kitchen gadgets? They're saying it's vintage. We knew this. 1900s. Early 1900s. I was I said 1920s, yeah. How old are pewter butter cutters? It may be as late as the 1970s, guys. From 1920s to 1970s. I think that's pretty cool. Butter. Okay.
Pretty much antique one way or the other.
It's an antique either way. So we have Suzanne, Tiffany, Adrian, David. Put David up on the wheel. Butter. Mike, you not in on this? Mike's going. Who's giving me hearts? That's cool. I've never seen that before. Charlie, your homework for the night is to figuring out how I can get things up on the screen. Okay, there goes laughing and oh, that's cool. Okay.
Put it
I'm
in
clicking.
front of your face.
Say what?
Put it in front of your face.
I don't know. David Gray. David's the luckiest person here, by the way. Butter cutter. You don't watch out, David. You're going to have a house full of my stuff. I'm choosing things to send that'll fit in one of those bubble envelopes. You think that'll be safe in a butter envelope? I mean, bubble envelope. Do you get the impression my family ate a lot of butter at one time? Butter cutter. Oh, okay. I'm surprised that Jason didn't enter that one. You eat butter on that diet, don't you? Okay, I'm going to go back to the books now. Yes. You add it to the drawer with your cheese cutter. I think you ought to put it on the wall. Yeah. All right. Now, coming from New England, and my family actually came over on the Mayflower. I mean, no lie. They were amongst the Pilgrims and founding families of New England. I have nostalgic memories of traditional New England food. like Indian pudding, which is made with cornmeal and molasses. It's really good. I think it might be in here. This is Colonial Treasure Cookbook. It's just a little thing. It's more like a brochure. It's got beverages and wines and breads like buttermilk biscuits, lacy pancakes, cheese sticks, cranberry loaf bread, green beans and bacon, sweet and sour beets, glazed carrots, corn fritters. And I have to say this with a Boston accent. It's got a recipe from clam chowder.
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. The old version, you got to use diced salt pork. This is my grandmother used to make that. And an onion and raw potatoes, water, and canned corn if you don't have fresh corn, hot milk, salt, and pepper. It's really simple to make. We don't eat pork. I'm allergic to pork. But I do miss Grandma's corn chowder. I mean, yeah, her corn chowder. But the clam chowder is almost identical, but it's got clams. Basically the same recipe, but you have to have Ipswich clams. If you've ever had Ipswich, compare it to another fried clam, you'll never go back. Country steak and onions, baked trout, fried oysters, codfish balls. We eat a lot of cod up there. I'm sorry you're allergic to clams. I'm allergic to pig. I can't even touch a pig. I break out. I mean, I'm very, very sensitive. Kraut relish, spiced cantaloupe pickles. How does that sound? Of course, pumpkin butter. Let me see if they've got Indian pudding, which is one of my fondest memories from childhood. Indian pudding was made with cornmeal, molasses, butter, cinnamon, and ginger, salt, and 2 beaten eggs. It is so good, y'all. So warming. Rhubarb fool. That's an old recipe. So, pies and pastries, cakes and cookies, miscellaneous treats, something called a grasshopper pie. Brandied cherries. Anyway, these are old New England recipes. If you want this cookbook, type in Boston. It is 4 after 10. I'll give you till 6 after 10 to type in Boston. Yeah, Tiffany, the Indian pudding's fantastic. It kind of comes out the consistency of a gruel, but we used to go to the Wayside Inn. If you look that up, Sudbury is where I'm from. Their Longfellow's Wayside Inn is still there for tourists, and it goes back to colonial days along the Boston Post Road. You talk about history, but you could go there for an old New England pilgrim type dinner, and they always had Indian pudding available, and it came to you in a warm, steaming in a bowl, and it was like a gruel, looked like pumpkin gruel, but it's cornmeal with a dollop of homemade butter on top of it. And I can just imagine in the cold, bleak winters, New England winters up there, of the pilgrims sitting there with a bowl of this stuff, just warming themselves. Boston, 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 Boston. Suzanne, Tiffany, Mike, and David. Indian fry bread's a whole nother animal. Okay. Mike says shiso. So you're looking for shiso seed, Mike? Okay. David. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull the trigger. Y'all ready? Here we go. And Mike's Chaotic Gardening gets the New England Cookbook. Yay! And again, those of you who have won things, if you can shoot me an email, just tell me what you won. Remind me of your shipping address, and I'll get that in the mail next week. You know what, Mike? I have shiso seed, I'm pretty sure, and I'll tuck that into your package for you. Mike wants seeds. I've done several videos on the shiso. Have any of my cooking with shiso come out yet? I think the tomato salad, didn't it? I haven't released the garlic shiso leaves video yet because I've got to take the shiso leaves out of the soy sauce and film myself doing that and release that. But wait till you see that. Anyone in here grow shiso other than me? Shiso, there's two types of shiso. It's called the beefsteak plant or perilla. Your high-end, if you didn't see the video I put out on it so far, the high-end sushi shops will wrap the sushi in with the perilla leaves. Yeah, I did 12 pounds of shiso. Anyway, once you've got it in your yard, it's going to be everywhere. So you need to be aware of that. You see in the picture behind me, the purple leaves that are just in front of the cat. That is purple perilla, and it is pretty. When it goes to bloom, it has mint-like blooms on it or basil-like plumes. The Japanese, as the plumes are starting to form seeds, will cut those and shake the seeds out. It's one of the 7 sacred herbs or spices used in Japanese religious ceremonies and in their cooking. And but if you even let one go to seed and you don't chop those things off, man, it's everywhere. It is everywhere. Okay. You didn't get any the following year. That's really. Did you let it go to seed? Mike's going to be smart. He's going to do it inside hydroponically. Now, Mike, you can't buy a shiso plant and then plant it because it goes straight to seed. And if you're growing it for the leaves, it's not going to do you any good. So you really have to sow it in place if it goes outside. But inside, you'll have to. I hope we're still friends a year from now when you've got it. Plant it along the property line. Your neighbors will love you. It's a good way to make enemies. So is burdock, by the way, and yellow root. If you plant that, your neighbors are going to have it. They're going to hate you. Anyway, my favorite way of using it is it's got to be the brined shiso leaves, which you'll see in the video. I guess that's one of the things I'll put on my list to do tomorrow is to process that. They already love you not. That's great. My neighbors think I'm an ass too. So I am. I'm sarcastic and I don't think I'm malicious. But most of my neighbors are okay with my gardening, but some really, they tell me I'm nuts. And I guess I am. It's okay. I admit it. So let me ask you guys, with the giveaways I do, Would you be interested in me giving dried herbs? If I do like little baggies of my dried herbs for you to try, either for tea or seasoning. Is that a good idea for giveaways? A grass hole. Adrian says absolutely. David says yes. Tiffany says yep. Suzanne for sure. Because right now I've got dried lemongrass. I've got 2 kinds of mint, peppermint and spearmint, and then I have a bag of mixed peppermint and spearmint dried. What else do we have? We'll have shiso. What else do we dry, Charlie? We have a couple of kinds of mushrooms that I can grind up into a powder, which is my favorite way of using it. You can just put spoonfuls of different mushrooms in your coffee, in your soups, in whatever you're cooking, your pasta sauces. That won't cost too much to ship. I hope not, right? I'm about to start making pure vanilla bean sugars and finishing salts. What do you think of that idea? I already know I can't ship the extract. I actually sent someone, another YouTube provider, 4 ounces of my extract in South Carolina, and I found out I could have really been in trouble for doing that. But I think the sugar and the salt should be legal, don't you? Suzanne bought a set of herb plants, spearmint, and that set is the most aggressive herb I've ever seen. Yeah, mint will take over your world. The only thing more aggressive that I've seen is the tromboncini squash that I've got and the loofah gourds. Yeah, the yard-long beans can be aggressive too. And I've got yard-long beans coming on, and I've got bitter melon right now, just starting to bloom.
What was that melon with all the spikes on it?
The melon with all the spikes.
Yeah, it took over.
Oh, you know what? You've got to figure out how to get into my blog. I have a blog that shut me out. I can't get into my own blog and post because I wrote an article on the jelly melon. It's from Africa. Is that the one you're talking about, Charlie? When that everyone who read it just cracked up. I've got to be able to open up my blog again, and I'll start publishing my writing. Who's had a jelly melon here? Jesse and Lisa sent you vanilla. They could have gotten a lot of trouble for it. Yeah. Are they in Canada by chance? Bitter melon has some spice, but not like this one. This jelly melon has, I should say, thorns. The whole melon, all those spiky things. You don't want to touch it. And I don't know how. Whoever first, I think it's native to Africa. Whoever first ate it must have been really hungry. Texas. It's something about sending alcohol through the mail or across state lines, Adrian. And when we started doing these weekend pop-up markets or festivals, and I went to, I've made like 2 or 3 gallons of vanilla extract. And I was going to sell it during these festivals, and then I found out you need a liquor license to do that. So now I'm selling vanilla bean kits. So I sell a lock top glass bottle and enough vanilla beans in it to make that amount of vanilla. And so you get, for $20, you get a 4-ounce lock top bottle, a recipe on how to do the extract. You've got a choice between halal, which means non-alcohol, and alcohol. And there's like 4 different kinds of alcohol listed that gives you different ambiances. And then you get the recipes for the sugar and the finishing salt, because when you're done extracting for the extract, the fluid, you can still use those beans, so don't throw the beans out. And since the beans are running like $8 a piece, they're expensive, so you want to get as much bang for your buck as you can. What if it's made with apple cider vinegar? It'd probably be okay. I've never had vanilla that was extracted in vinegar. But Suzanne, in order to do a proper extract, you've got to have at least 40 proof or 40% alcohol, which is like 80 proof alcohol. So it's got to be super high. Lazy days ahead. I don't know. Some people will do things like that, Tiffany, and not check the law. And they do it fine and they never get caught. I'm the girl that I get caught no matter what. I can't get away with anything. Did that cat leave? I had a cat behind me. Suzanne's going to go get her bottle. Anyway, so y'all want to see what vanilla beans I have? Who wants to see my vanilla beans? I've got them right behind me. I can just pick them up off the floor. And one of these days, I'll update my Etsy page so I can start selling these things. I do have a business license. Okay. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, YouTube is promoting my videos. I just got a couple of alerts. Mike says he needed water. Okay. We're losing people left and right here. There's only 7 people. Okay, so these beans are from Mexico. And everything I have here is what's called a grade A bean. You don't necessarily have to have grade A to make your vanilla extract. Grade B is fine, but I like grade A. Yeah, only the best, right? These beans, I have to charge $11.25 per bean. And you need between 4 to 6 beans per 8 ounces of fluid that you're going to extract. So this is why the high quality vanilla extracts you see in the store are so expensive. So the Mexico beans are $11.25 each. This is a jar of Madagascar. Smells so good. This is the vanilla bean. You're probably used to the flavor of this one. It's the most popular type of vanilla bean to make the extracts from. And of course, it's from that little African island, Madagascar. And those go for $8.30 each. So quickly do your math on 6 beans for 8 ounces of extract, and then you have to add your alcohol. Sri Lanka is supposed to be a really, really high quality bean. I have my first Sri Lankan extract. I did this. It's supposed to be kind of a spicy vanilla with notes of chocolate. And I'm doing it in spiced rum to see what that's like. But that's $8.15 a bean. All right, is everybody sitting down? Tiffany. Okay. I was about to do a giveaway on vanilla beans. Want to stick around for that? Yeah, so Tiffany, if you've got Mexican beans, that's an expensive gift that they gave you. The Hawaiian, this is Hawaiian vanilla, are $17.50 each. No lie. That's more Sri Lanka. And the least expensive bean I have is from Tanzania. And I've got a video early on in my channel's life. I did how to make vanilla extract, and I used Madagascar, Tahitian, I don't have any Tahitian beans right now, and the Tanzania. And I had Uganda at one time, but my two favorites in the batch of 4 beans I used for that video were the Madagascar with that's the Madagascar. The Madagascar with vodka, and the Tanzania with bourbon. Those are the two flavors I liked, or maybe I've got that opposite. One was vodka, and I think maybe bourbon Madagascar and vodka Tanzania. La Vencedora. I'm going to Google what that has in it for you. Ethanol. Okay, so they're using basically Everclear mixed with water. That's a lot of vanilla, Mexican vanilla alcohol, caramel color. It's not telling me kind of alcohol. They're using a cheap alcohol.
There's about a 3-foot long snake in the chicken house.
There's a 3-foot long snake in the chicken house. What kind?
Black with white pattern.
A black with a white pattern where?
Oh, it's down his back.
So it's a rat snake.
Probably.
I want to run out and look at the rat, the snake in the chicken house. Did you lock it in?
Yeah, I closed the doors.
Okay, so he's locked a snake into the chicken house. After the live, I'll run out and see what it is. Anyhow, no, I'm not going to give away the expensive beans, but I am willing to send one lucky person 3 beans, either Madagascar or Tanzania. And you want me to take you with us? You think I should bring a camera? I can do that, Mike, and Charlie, I have to shine a light.
Yeah.
He says, sure. Shoot a video of the snake. You saw the video of the snake I found that had eaten the fake egg? We had to send her to the University of Georgia for a surgery, and she's going to come home to me hopefully in the next couple of weeks after her stitches are taken out. And then she started to shed, and they've got to make sure she's eating before I turn her loose. And I told them we got to do that before another large snake moves into her territory and takes over her territory. And I've got a snake video coming out real soon where one of her babies was up in the Martin house, and we took the Martin house down. And while I'm holding it, talking to the camera, it bites me. So look for that video. Yeah, the snake made it, David. I am so ashamed, first of all, that I use these wooden eggs, because the cement eggs, had been eaten before and either vomited up or digested by this particular snake. She comes back every year. But she made it through surgery, and I got to come up with the $200 to pay my friend my half of the surgery. So I know a couple of people sent money, and if you can send money, you can send it to my through my PayPal. Just make sure you put a note on it for the snake, and I'll pay her as soon as I go get the girl. Did you see pic of B on my community page? Pic of me? Yeah, I've been hard on myself, David, because I should know better. I'm a wildlife rehabber. You know. Anyway, if you want to try making your extract, you can use it in 6 months, but it's best if you wait a year. Some people say 18 months before you use it. Okay? So if you want 3 beans, I want you to type in extract. It's 10:27. Let's give it to 10:30 to type in, or 10:29 to type in extract into the chat. Yeah, but I don't like doing stupid things, David, if it hurts somebody. Tiffany's on that. Extract. Just 2 people. Extract. Suzanne. Tiffany. Mike. Suzanne. David. Adrian, you don't want to make vanilla extract. Dark Lord, hey. We're having a drawing for vanilla beans. You missed the you missed my little blurb on it. Depends where you are, Cindy. Where are you? Cindy Squirrel, where are you? Canada. No, I'll go to Canada with it. It's not very heavy. It shouldn't be too bad. If you want it, type in extract. Wish you could smell this. Now I'm just sending you the beans. The beans in the recipe. I'll have 2 questions for the winner. Okay, Cindy. Oh, my screen just did weird stuff. The last festival we went to was in Clarkston, Georgia. It's for World Refugee Day. And I had my my vanilla beans up on the counter. And the mayor of Clarkston came over, and she said that she makes skincare products, and she's always looking for vanilla beans, but they were too expensive wherever she looks. And I had, what did we have? We had the Madagascar and the Tanzania on the counter, and she bought like 10 beans of each. So since then, I've ordered the other types because the co-op I'm a member of ran a special. So I'm going to have to call her and say, guess what I have? And see if she goes for the $11 or $17 a bean. Okay. Let's see. All right. It's time to run the wheel. Y'all ready? Click, 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 click. Dark Lord. Woo. Okay. Okay, I'm feeling generous, so I'm gonna do it again. Guess who won? Guess who won? Cindy. She was sticking around. Tiffany was sticking around hoping that she won some vanilla. Okay. So Cindy and Dark Lord, you both have won vanilla beans. Now I need to ask you 2 questions. 2 questions that you need to answer in the chat. Number 1, do you want Madagascar or Tanzania? Tanzania is like $6 a bean, and Madagascar is $8.30. So you can calculate what you're getting as a gift there. But you need to tell me which country you want. Okay, Dark Lord wants Tanzania. Cindy, which country do you want it from? And then you need to answer the question, do you intend to make your extract with alcohol, or would you like a non-alcohol version of the recipe? You're probably used to the Madagascar flavor. So Cindy's probably laying on the floor going, come on, Cindy, you want, hey, Tony. Okay, so you want the alcohol? Okay, so Tanzania. All right. Yes, you can go to bed now, Tiffany. Sorry you didn't win. Thank you for coming in. Always enjoy you. No, Tony, this is my garden, my front garden. That's my front yard. How many of those plants can you identify, Tony? And that's Brucey, the garden cat. Tony, you haven't been in weeks. Tony's my pepper friend. He's on my pepper page that I run a Pepperhead seed exchange on Facebook. So Pepperheads is one word. If you want to get in on that, people swap seeds and recipes and that type of thing. It's a pretty active page. Thank you, Tiffany. See ya. I see a lot of my friends are coming on where they're live, so I think 9 o'clock is a good choice. People coming on after me. And I'm happy to see that YouTube is, or Google is promoting my videos. That's nice. I just had a bunch of pop-ups. So I was going to give away some like cream cheese spreaders or butter spreaders, because we make a lot of herbal butters and herbal cheeses here. I eat the cheese, and we have vegan varieties of cheese and butter. But I think that's enough given away, enough mailing to go broke on until the next paycheck. So that's it for me tonight on giveaways. Thank you, Tony. Yes, if you look over this shoulder, let's see if I'm pointing to the right thing. Yeah, those flowers are echinacea, which I make tea and tincture from. It's an immune system. And then above my head are yellow daylilies. Daylilies are an edible flower. And then we have Brucey the garden cat. The purple stuff, I've got a couple of videos out. on how to use that. It's called shiso, or beefsteak plant. And I'm about to put out another video on my favorite use with it. And in front of the shiso is black peppermint. So that's from my front yard, and everything I grow here either feeds us, feeds the bees, or I make medicine from it. It's edible landscaping. So that's going to do it for this week. I'm going to try to get my act together for the next video and talk about the list of herbs that everyone wanted me to do another herbal chat. So before we sign off, does anyone have any questions on any of the videos I put out in the last 2 weeks that I can clarify anything for you? Yeah, I know, Dark Lord. I organize. I'm in the process of organizing the house, and now I can't find anything. So, but I've got a whole box over here. Did you see my video on Name That Gadget? I've got a whole box of things to give away, and I've got books. Give you an idea. Oh, don't put it all on the floor. I'll be giving away the South Beach Diet. I have no idea what this is. I guess I'm going to throw it away. It doesn't have the cover on it anymore. Key lime cooking, if you're into key lime things. Fruiting plants of Florida's best fruiting plants. Native and exotic trees, shrubs, and vines. Anyone familiar with this book? Four blood types, 4 diets. Cook right for your type. I have 2 copies of this, so I don't need 2 copies. And I've got an ancient cookbook. I collected a lot of these spiral things from Better Homes and Gardens. This is a Chinese cooking class cookbook. So those are up and coming giveaways, along with Name That Gadget stuff. So I guess the next week we'll do that, and or some of my dried herbs. Now, when I give away my dried herbs, I'm just going to give small amounts, unless I decide to dry a lot more, because I keep a lot for my own use and some to sell. Fur baby, Kitty is peeking through the background, not the garden cat. Come here. Come here. Can you look at the camera? Can you look at the... Oh, now she's purring. What? Yeah, that's she scratched my temple when I picked her up just then. That is Stinker. That is Stinker. Yeah, they like me. Animals like me. In the wild, when I'm out hiking, in fact, we might go on a mushroom hike Saturday. We're members of the Georgia Mushroom Club, and they're having a mushroom hike on Saturday. The snakes come to me. Whatever wild animals around will come to me, or come sit near me if I sit down. When I was a child, I could sit down and wild deer would come sniff at me, and bobcat and things. My grandfather was the same way. We'd walk through the woods, and he had a blue jay come down one time, land on his head, and rode on his head through our hike. Creatures like me more than people do, but that's okay. Creatures are genuine, right? Not that people aren't, but you know what I mean. Anyhow, so I'm going to say goodnight. I want to thank everyone who came in and support the channel. Please share my videos. Please run my playlist to get my talk time up. If nothing else, you can tell people what kind of things I give away. So I'm just trying to refresh my memory. You both, Cindy and Dark Lord, you want the alcohol recipes? Meanwhile, after we sign off, I'm going to grab the camera and Charlie's going to grab the most powerful flashlight we have. And we're going to the chicken house to see what kind of snake is visiting. That sound like fun? Want to come along? I wish we could go live. If I could figure out how to make that camera go live, I'd do I would do a live discovery. But until next time, remember I'll be live the 3rd week of July. What day is that?
Get it right this time.
Get it right this time. The 20th. So I'll see you back here on the 20th, and in between you'll have at least 1, 2, 3 major videos and hopefully a short each day that you'll enjoy. The latest one that Charlie did with the dog molesting him is over 4,000 views, which I think is a hoot. Everyone wanted to see the dog molest Charlie. And Tony, please come back. I'll be sometime really soon, Tony. My peppers are starting to come in. I'll be picking peppers, and we can have the Tony identify the pepper by looking at it contest. How's that? All right. So until next time, everyone be blessed. Try to stay hydrated in this heat. Take care of yourself. Remember to tell those you love them that you love them every single day. And we'll see ya. Bye. You say goodbye, Charlie?
Bye.
Bye.